The University of Detroit Mercy presents another brand new episode of Ask the Professor, the radio show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. Today's program was recorded using Zoom video conferencing technology.
The University Tower chimes, ringing another session of Ask the Professor, the show in which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Mayo, and let me introduce you to our panel for today. All the way at the bottom of my screen is Professor Beth Oljar, but it's not because of something she did. Right?
Well, I'm really glad to hear that.
It's
She's
just
in the steerage.
these internet issues you've been having, and then you kind of like fall through the ranks as you keep coming back on, Beth, and now you're at the bottom. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I just like when Beth shows up inadvertently and then she just answers a question and then disappears.
She's good at that, actually. You didn't even notice you got the first two questions after you came back in the last show, like boom, boom, like immediately. That was great.
I'm some sort of weird superhero, no doubt.
No cape. Remember, no cape.
No capes.
right.
No capes. Beth, how was the last week?
This week seemed kind of long to me, although I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I was checking my syllabi to make sure I was, reasonably close to where I had intended to be. And I was like, holy crap, it's fall break. I don't have to teach Monday. I'm so
Awesome.
delighted. Not that I don't like my students.
Right.
I didn't mean that, but
You like them under glass.
kind of. Yeah.
I will go to the great seer Charlie Brown by saying, I don't think there is any greater thing to see someone emote over than being off the hook on something. It is the big deal. Like, I thought I had to teach on Monday, but we don't have class. This is great. Trust
Yep.
me, I went through the same emotion this week, Beth. My labs are on Mondays, so it was like, oopsie, see you in 2 weeks.
Ooh, cool.
Nice. Professor Jim Tubbs is joining us today.
Hello, hello.
What's going on, Jim?
Well, mine's been a rather busy week,
Okay.
but it's unfortunately fall break is not going to be much of a fall break because I've got meetings like every day.
Ugh,
But-
horrible.
Yeah, they come and go.
Yeah, it's the days that the university is open, but we don't have classes, can jam up worse than anything you've ever seen, because people are like, oh, you've got nothing to do that day, let's have a
Right.
meeting.
Yep.
So I hope that at least it gives you a little bit of respite from the regular grind, Jim. How are such things like fall break felt in the CETL,
The seat
Professor Aaron Bell?
of knowledge. That's kind of funny because when we first started, we're like, do those really apply for us? Not really so much in people in the administrative roles, but I'm actually looking forward to going to a teaching and learning conference
Oh,
at the end of the week, and it will be in Traverse City, which I am certain might be chilly, but will be beautiful this time of
Oh,
year.
it will
And
be beautiful.
you know,
Yeah.
that's
That'll
great.
be
the
fun.
only reason, but it's a good conference. I've gone to several times, the Lilly Conference in Teaching and Learning, and so
Cool.
looking forward to that. That'll be great.
Very,
Bring back
very
knowledge.
cool. Yeah, so you're going to be, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be in peak foliage or just beyond it. So this is a perfect time of year to be going that far north. That's great.
Yeah, I had one of those time hops on my phone, and the last time I've gone to this conference in person, I probably not very safely took a few shots as I was driving down 75 of the fall colors. So
Oh,
I
I see.
haven't been to the conference since pre-COVID, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, that's a good way to mark the passage of time.
I could recommend pulling over when you're taking pictures from behind the wheel.
That's probably a better tactic.
Well, that's no fun.
I'd like to see my fall colors whooshing by me at 90 miles per hour.
That's right. Exactly.
And of course, filling out the panel for today, Professor Dave Chow just flashed us a sketch. I want to make
Yes.
that very clear, of a brain on a seat called the Seat of Knowledge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pleasure to be here, as always.
That's
Excellent.
a,
trouble.
that's a snack for me you were drawing.
Yes,
right?
yes, true,
By
yes.
brain.
Zombie
Yeah.
Beth, of course. That's
Always.
just the way it
Yeah.
works. So you're still painting, or I mean, everything's set up. When's the big party?
We are finalizing some caulk on certain areas in the foundation today. So,
Delicious caulk.
oh, there's nothing more fun than painting a foundation. Oh.
I actually saw you out there the other day, and I gotta say, Dave, I don't know if I've ever seen you agitated, but you did not look very happy to be painting your foundation.
Long hair, crawling on all fours. I was a chiropractic disaster.
We had a warm week this week in Michigan, which, by the way, just means low 70s. But still, once you've had that first cold snap, it's like, all right, make up your mind.
No, honestly, it was great weather to paint, but still just having to contort and twist, and it just, I don't know. It was just like, I twisted all over the place. So I'm just kind of messed up. So
I feel you.
But it's almost there. So it'll be done.
Excellent. All right. Folks, this is a program where you send us questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us questions in a number of ways, emailing us at atp@udmercy.edu. You can send us the questions from Facebook or Instagram, which we actually do take questions from. There was a while there, I think I brought that up pre-pandemic, and people were sending us individual questions, and we put them all together and had a great show. You could also listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. What have we here? Dear Matt and professors, I do believe the professors have embarked another educationally filled semester. He here at the Family Burrows couldn't let the semester go without submitting a handful of varied questions for the fine show. After all, we gather them on a regular basis and select the ones that will elicit the most commentary and prove to be the most challenging. Besides coming up with questions is a ton easier than coming up with imponderables. Ooh, see, these are the folks that send us the imponderables list. You wouldn't believe the hand-wringing and editing we do here to come up with those. So please enjoy, as always, warmest greetings from Valencia, California, Frank and the Family Burrows.
Yay, Frank.
Hey.
Thanks for sending these in. In what year was caller ID formally brought into being?
80s or 90s?
87.
Just a little bit later, Jim, and you'll make it there.
89.
It says it was 1990. It says it was
okay.
1990. So I mean, still pretty good for a first guess.
Y'all remember the Star 69? That might be a very
Yep.
Gen Xer kind of thing, but that was the fun. That was pretty cool when that came out.
And the Star 68, Star 67, all those other Star.
If you've seen Scream 2,
oh yes,
you know all about caller ID and Star 69 or Jada Pinkett Smith.
Or Jada. Yeah, exactly. Yep. How many seasons was the original run of the TV show Dallas?
Oh Lord.
How many forever.
How many seasons was the original run?
It seemed to last forever.
7? 6 or 7?
No, I thought it was more than that.
This number 12? Is bigger than those numbers.
12.
8. It says 13. It says
13 seasons?
13 years. Yeah.
Hey, that fountain and all those evening gowns had to be replenished regularly. So, I mean.
Yeah, but once you knew who shot JR, which I do remember watching, you know, when the episode was actually broadcast.
That's right.
I'm as old as dirt. So I remember
all the shoulder pads, the fountain wrestling. I mean, come on.
That's right. What major U.S. city was originally named Yerba Buena?
Yerba Buena, California.
It's definitely in California.
Yorba Linda?
No, that's a good guess, but this
Buena
is
Vista?
A major American city.
Oh. San Francisco?
It's San Francisco. Yeah, it's
San Francisco.
Okay. Yep.
Fran.
I'm doing my best as I'm preparing for the questions on the other side of my brain to remember what Yerba Buena means. It's good something, but I don't remember what yerba is. So maybe one of you can do the research. Professors collectively, who are Taylor, Landon, Dodge, and Stewart?
Not Hanson.
Sounds like a boy band.
Taylor, Landon, Dodge, and Stewart. You could call them a boy band, but little bit different than that.
Taylor, Landon.
1968 is your clue.
Taylor, Landon,
What,
Dodge, and
were
Stewart.
they like stand-ins for somebody, or
No, they were four people who did something together in a very important movie, classic
Oh,
sci-fi
movie.
from 1968.
Oh, Charlton Heston, movie, Roddy
Soylent
McDowell.
Green. Were they?
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. They were the
Ah.
four astronauts
Yeah.
from Planet of the
Okay.
Apes.
Oh,
Yes, Stewart
Taylor.
died due to something happening with the spaceship. Dodge is killed by a gorilla. Landon was knocked unconscious and, of course, later lobotomized. Only Taylor, Charlton Heston, ends up as the star of the movie. You blew it up. You blew it up.
oh, Matt,
Yes.
yerba buena is good herb.
Oh, well.
That's a
that makes
great
sense.
thing.
Makes sense. Is
Hey,
it?
there might have there might have
So-
been other cities in Northern California
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might have been more appropriately named.
Yeah, what better herb?
Or just the whole state, you know.
No, the whole state.
Humboldt
yeah.
County, that would have been.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. What sculpture, very, very famous sculpture, is also known, sort of its subtitle, the Shrine of Democracy?
Not the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty?
No, not Statue of Liberty.
Shrine of Democracy.
The
What sounds so noble?
justice.
Oh,
It's not
It
the
is-
it's not the St. Louis Arch, is it?
It is not. When I say sculpture, I mean it in the most literal sense. This was rock hewn by either the Almighty or the movement of the earth and turned into something else.
Mount Rushmore.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
Mount
okay,
Rushmore
yeah,
is the
Mount
Shrine
Rushmore.
of Democracy. Yes. Mount Rushmore. I know I shouldn't, but I'll say it anyway. He wanted his face put up there too. I can't.
yeah, I know.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
'Cause
Unbelievable.
he's so up with those presidents. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Is it like Voldemort? We just don't say that name, or what?
I don't know. It's just it's funny
Maybe.
because each one of those presidents that's on in that sculpture has a remarkable, I mean, they're interesting people who did great things, but they have a remarkable physical trait that makes the sculpture interesting. Even if you just look at Teddy Roosevelt's snap-on, his glasses, right? What is
Yeah.
it going to be for Trump? Like some sort of like 200-foot, hair swoosh
Mullet.
sticking off.
His
of
mullet.
the-
Well,
it's
an orange face with a dead rodent on top. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
exactly.
add a lot.
Professors, in what literary work do you find the fictional character Nick Chopper much better known as someone else?
Oh, we had this question a while back.
We did.
Nick
Nick
Chopper.
Nick Chopper. Not even once mentioned in the movie made.
Oh,
of this literary work.
Wizard of Oz, the
It's
Tin
the
Man.
Wizard of Oz. He's the Tin
Man.
Woodsman. Yes. The Tin
Oh,
Woodsman.
okay.
Oh, a chopper. Okay.
I
had a pre-
believe that there is something pretty freaky going on there. He was a person who
Was
lost.
cursed or
No,
something
I
like
mean
that?
he
Oh.
lost parts of his body and had it replaced with tin until he essentially was a robot in the end, and it's
Yuck.
not made up that way.
Ooh.
At all.
Wow.
Well, I mean that L. Frank Baum stuff was pretty dark if you start actually
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
it.
Come
the
on.
tr-
Who hasn't had nightmares of those flying monkeys? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
come
mean
on.
seriously.
Oh, and he loathed Indians. He thought all Indians should be
Yes,
exterminated.
that's right. That's right.
Ooh.
Which Massachusetts city, professors, is known as the City of Presidents?
I was gonna say Boston, but that seems too obvious.
Right.
Well, but you're pretty darn close. I would say this is a major suburb of Boston.
Cambridge.
Nope.
Concord.
Concord.
Nope.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know my Massachusetts geography, and we don't have the
Oh.
the map from inside the studio.
My friend Anne, who did not grow up around there, she grew up around here, but went to school there, would be very, very careful about the way I would pronounce this suburb.
Oh,
Worcester.
no.
Getting closer.
Kendra was talking about this a couple years ago.
Worcester. I don't know.
You know what it is? It's the
it's-
city of Quincy.
That's a Quincy. Yes.
Quincy, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember Kendra talking about the proper way to pronounce it. to us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not
As in
just
John Quincy Adams.
exactly. Not just birthplace of many presidents, but also, let's be serious, Howard Johnson's and Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh, donuts. Oh, I just
Mojo
I,
and Dunkin'.
I just picked up donuts today too, so I'm
Their decaf
Nice.
coffee at Dunkin' Donuts is so good.
It's the real
Yeah.
deal. It's the real
Yeah.
deal. I'm not even a coffee guy, and I know that. I mean, that's serious product.
It is good.
What Major League Baseball team relocated in 1960 to form what we now call the Minnesota Twins?
the Senators.
It was the Washington Senators. That's right. Yeah, very well done.
Gotta
Good
have
job.
Dave for baseball questions.
No,
And-
that's where other folks. I just remember that one just because I remember those uniforms. That's all.
You know lots of baseball stuff.
All right, I know enough baseball. So
Yeah.
Like I know 1984 Tigers. That's it.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
That's all I got.
That's all you need to know. Start of the season 35-5. Woo. Professors, this English actor was born in Nigeria, did voiceover work for the movie Babe, as in the one with the pig, starred in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Matrix trilogy, and in Captain America, the First Avenger. Who is
Hugo
it?
Weaving.
It's Hugo Weaving. Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And let us not forget Happy Feet. He was
Of course.
The great Gwyn.
well, no, and was it the Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Matrix
Oh,
trilogy. Yep.
Okay,
He's
and Matrix.
Agent Smith.
And the Red Skull. What else was he on?
V
Oh, and
for
Priscilla-
Vendetta, which is actually a
Ooh,
fabulous movie.
That's a wonderful movie.
And what about
Such a great
Priscilla, Queen,
political allegory.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? In case
Mhm.
anyone hasn't seen that.
V for
Wow.
Vendetta, and what a perfect time of year, leading into the end of October
Guy
to be
Fawkes
watching
Day,
it.
yeah.
Guy Fawkes Day. Very interesting. Did I bring this up already? Michael can edit it out. I'm actually just starting to follow a British person on YouTube who is very much into Halloween, and he set aside a video fairly recently to explain why Halloween is getting a much greater foothold over there than the more traditional holiday at that time of year, Guy Fawkes Day. And he's just finding a very proper British way to explain. I don't think burning people in effigy and making fun of Catholics constantly is a good basis for a holiday.
But it's in England. I mean,
It's like all that was missing was the opening of a Costco with some 12-foot skeletons, and they cleared that hurdle a few years ago. So there they are.
Okay.
American
Well, I
as
mean-
Good to
Halloween.
know.
yeah, but then what about Berkeley and a skeleton on every street corner too?
I know. Berkeley's got skeletons everywhere. It's so
Everywhere,
great.
yeah.
Professors, which of the Great Lakes is at the highest elevation? 601 feet above sea level.
Ooh.
Mm,
You're
Okay, it's one out of 5.
right.
Superior.
It is Superior.
Oh,
It's Superior. After remember
I
that when
got
we
that.
make our way all the way over to the top left, I'm looking at a map of Superior, that we need to go down, 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 all the way to Niagara, and then down, 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 down to make it to the Atlantic. So that's pretty high. 601 feet is a
Yeah.
lot of feet.
I've never seen the locks up there, so I'm curious. That's all.
Oh my gosh. I know we've had this question before, but when it resurfaces, it's always good for a chuckle. The year is 1999, and People has just voted who? People magazine, the sexiest man of the century. Oh God.
I want to guess like an ER kind of person, like a
Like George Clooney, you're thinking
Yeah,
of?
but
That makes sense, Aaron. What I want you to do is suspend your disbelief, throw away the
Okay. Oh,
rational side of
okay.
your brain, and
Sexiest
not
man of
sexy.
the century.
not-
yes.
No. Sexiest man, you said?
Sexiest man of the century, People magazine, 1999.
Like a Patrick Swayze or somebody like that?
Sexiest man of the century.
It
Yeah,
could be
I-
like a David Hasselhoff, God forbid.
No.
Um,
You know who it was?
Prasad Venugopal.
I'm afraid to ask.
Bill-
Yeah, I'm afraid to ask too.
It's
Yeah.
not disturbing. It's
Bruce
just
says it's
it's
Sean
a-
Connery.
It's Sean Connery. Yeah, it is.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah, it
okay,
is.
all right, all
Thanks,
right.
honey.
I love Drew is
I
just
can-
in the background.
I
That's
can-
so great.
Yes.
It's
I
the
can- I
accident,
can-
maybe it's like
I can live with that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you see
I just
Swab-
think it's like, they always do that stuff that work like 6-8 months ahead of time. So there's a big huddle up in the late 90s. All right, who's it going to be?
that's
And how do you settle on Sean Connery.
I don't know.
And
I
who else
mean,
is in the running?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Swords for 200 is all I have to say.
Exactly. That's what I keep thinking of. Like,
It should have been Richard Chamberlain. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh, there we go. In what year did the last Harmony House close up shop?
Oh,
Hmm.
92.
No, 97.
It was quite a bit later. And the
Oh.
interesting thing
Yes.
about this is this question confirms that the last Harmony House that closed up shop is a few hundred feet from where Dave and I live.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
the
music
FYE?
store?
The FYE that used to be on
Oh,
Woodward.
okay. For your
Oh.
entertainment. Got
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
It was
That was the Harmony.
2004 is what it was, Aaron.
Huh.
2004. Yeah.
I
And,
still can't believe how empty it is.
It's really disturbing to see empty businesses along Woodward. But let me tell you, one of my sons knows me very, very well. It's only about 3 or 4 years ago, pre-pandemic. He found a reproduction of the classic Harmony House sticker and gave it to me for Christmas. And I'm like,
Aw.
oh, Harmony House, I miss you so much.
Yeah.
See, I still miss Sam's Jams. Does
Okay.
anybody,
Yeah.
does anybody
I
remember
was-
that?
Sam's Jams. Yep. I
I
I used
remember
to go
that.
there on Friday nights because they're open till midnight. If you're
Wow.
stupid.
Really cool. Dave, my mom was a DJ for a while and ran her own DJ company. And so my big fun was going to Sam's Jams with my mom. So
Oh,
very cool.
Cool.
see, I used to go there on Friday nights because we got paid. And it's like, wait a minute, I don't have anything going on tonight. I'm working late. I'll go shopping. So
Love it. Love
it
it.
was fun. And then do you remember when they put in the CD room was the novelty?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Oh.
remember the tall CD packages. that were
Yeah.
travesties of waste, but made you excited about flipping through them.
Yep.
What U.S. state's state seal has these words on it? Equal rights, livestock, grain, mines, and oil.
Texas,
What?
No, you probably don't have to think too hard about this.
Oklahoma?
especially because of
Oklahoma.
the first two words.
Equal rights. Equal rights.
Right. Who was
Arizona?
It's a Western state.
Oregon. I'll always guess my home state just because
Uh,
it's
New
so
Mexico.
convenient.
I'm a little surprised because we
Wyoming?
get this. It's Wyoming because they were the first to grant women the right
That's
to
right,
vote.
yep, yep.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
right.
they were so
Okay.
sparse back then? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And still nobody lives there.
And
right?
still, there's like 5 people that live there. yeah.
Mhm.
And by the way, to all our Wyoming listeners, that we mean this in the best possible sense.
Well, and Liz Cheney, thumbs up.
Yes.
I mean, her politics are loathsome, but I think her
Her
conduct.
stance. Her stance.
Yeah.
Is
Phone
no
is very
better.
strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
October 13th, that's going to be some prime time. We got Dixon versus Whitmer in the first televised debate and the next select committee. So that should be interesting.
Whitmer is leading by considerable
17 points.
and Prop 3 looks like it's gonna pass. which
I
is
just
good.
I couldn't think even the first time around when it was Clinton versus Trump, like what those debates would look like. I had no idea what they were going to look like. And then I'm like, oh, Uncle Joe's going to go up against him. Like there's going to be an F-bomb on primetime TV. I can't wait. So I don't know what Whitmer versus Dixon is going to look
Well,
like.
at least Uncle Joe finally said what we kept waiting for Hillary to say.
That is true. That is true. Professors, according to the Heinz Company and their crack team of researchers, what U.S. city consumes the most ketchup per capita?
Capita.
Milwaukee.
It's out west.
Oh,
Oh.
Cheyenne, Wyoming. No.
You are close geographically, but not very close
Oh.
at all otherwise.
Well, you said west.
Is there a French fry connection to like
Salt
Idaho?
Lake City?
It's Salt Lake City, Jim. It is. It's Salt Lake City
Oh.
is what it says here. Yep,
Oh, it's
absolutely.
between that and the
Well,
caffeine and no
If you
booze.
can't, if you can't drink any, caffeinated beverages or beer and wine or liquor, you've got to,
Or
you got
coffee.
to fill in with something.
what,
How
citric
quick is
acid?
it?
Fry up.
They have a new thing now called mayo chup,
What?
which is exactly what you think it is. A combination of mayonnaise and ketchup.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Drew likes it, actually.
Mhm.
Blech.
Eh,
I mean, I've had hamburgers that have both mayo and ketchup on them, but I didn't
Oh,
think
fun.
about the unholy alliance. You know?
Well, you know, my grandmother used to make a salad dressing that had, let's see, it had mayo, it had chili sauce,
Sure.
a bit of ketchup and Worcestershire sauce, and it was very good actually.
Sure. Professors, what's the single largest use of the element helium in the United States?
Making our
Balloon.
voices squeak.
Is it in the medical industry?
I mean, balloons is a
Yeah.
good guess. Medical, I would say medical is almost there, but specifically what about medical?
What, like cooling, cryogenics, or something like that?
Cryogenics, yeah.
What?
But it's really broad, though. That's not just Walt Disney's head. We
Okay.
need
Okay.
liquid
but
helium to
isn't
run
it
our
for, like,
superconducting
Yeah,
magnets.
computers, right?
So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Computers, keep them cool. Absolutely.
I thought I was trying to keep Michael Jason cool in the basement of Briggs.
We use it for that too.
Exactly.
Just put some more coils in the basement of Briggs. We'll get ready.
Liquid helium is the real deal. Even though we've never actually achieved anything that has approached absolute zero, because the instrument measuring it would also stop all molecular motion. Liquid helium is only 4 kelvins, so it is cold.
Well, it's become popular for suicide too.
Yes, it has. Oh, it's true. That's true.
Is it
Our
as cold
bioethicists
as
would know.
liquid nitrogen?
It's far cooler. Like liquid nitrogen is in the hundreds of kelvins, and helium is only 4 kelvins. Yeah.
It shows up on the Fonzarelli meter. So
Right. I love what they're doing with this. They definitely are ready to play some mind games with us, professors, but it'll be fun. Our last question. Thanks again to Frank and the Family Burrows for sending some great ones. What I want you to do is listen to a list of 4 places and tell me who is the most populous and who is the least populous of these 4 places. The island of Jamaica, Queensland, Australia, the African nation of Eritrea, and Metro Detroit.
ooh, so which one's the largest?
I'm
And which
going
one
to
is
say
the smallest?
Queensland, Australia is the largest.
Okay.
That's a pretty big chunk of the country. Eritrea is the smallest.
Okay. Any other?
No, I'm gonna go. What's the first one? The nation. What was that
The
one?
nation is the island of Jamaica.
I'm gonna go Jamaica's larger. I would think.
Okay.
Just
This seems really scattershot, doesn't it? I covered up the correct response because I'm like, gosh, what would I say for this one? So smallest is actually Jamaica, just under 3 million people on the island Jamaica. It's actually pretty small. Next is Metro Detroit, basically 4.5 million people for the megalopolis.
okay.
Queensland, as Beth predicted, 5.1 million, so just a little bit more than Metro Detroit. But Eritrea, 6.7 million people in the country of Eritrea. So
Wow.
that
Okay.
is your interesting fact for the day. Pretty
Wow.
wild stuff there.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember. One of you is going to be way smarter than me on this. Eritrea is the modern name. What, by the time I was growing up, what would Eritrea have been known by? It had a different name, I think. A colonial name is what I'm getting at.
Rhodesia.
Maybe Rhodesia.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't Rhodesia
No,
South
that's
South
Zimbabwe.
Africa?
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Zimbabwe. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, come on.
Wait, there's a country, Liberia? No.
Lesotho? No. What's the?
Yeah, I can't. It's
Hold on.
not here. Sorry, that's not a
Jim's got the
follow-up
box of
question.
knowledge.
No, I'm trying to remember what Eritrea was.
I mean, I could start clicking around on my keyboard here, but I think that would be bad form. So I'm not gonna
That's
do
what
it.
I was going to do. So now I won't do it. since
No,
you said
no.
Bad form.
I've got this nice mic, Beth, and I'm like, if I start clicking and clacking, it's gonna make all sorts of noise here. I probably shouldn't. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, looking at the timer, I'm afraid the time has come for us to say goodbye. Dave,
See ya.
Aaron,
Goodbye.
Jim,
Goodbye.
and Beth.
Goodbye. It
And
was
now the-
Ethiopia, maybe.
Ooh, baby, it was Ethiopia.
No, wait. The
No.
Italians created the colony in the 19th century. After World War II, it was annexed to Ethiopia. So that's not the.
Okay.
I'm wrong. I'm just wrong.
We're closer than we've ever been before. But now, these words from University of Detroit Mercy. Ask the Professor is transcribed in, all of our homes, but usually it's in the Briggs Building in the Department of Communication Studies in the College of Liberal Arts and Education at University of Detroit Mercy's McNichols campus. Ask the Professor is produced and technically directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.